Welcome back to the Doc of Detox show. I'm Dr. Darryl Wolf, and this is DocStar TV. And I just want to say something. This is going to be one heck of a journey, okay? You know what? Oh, I think I want to do this because it's going to make me feel better. Okay, I've had enough of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's do something different. Okay, implants to explants, okay? Let me tell you something. I've got two of my master trainers here, and Sharon and Sam. I'm sure you know them. And I would just want to say this, that, you know what? It's like this. We all run programs, right? And what if we were running a program that we didn't want anymore? Well, that would be really cool, okay? Because guess what? We've got to throw out what we don't want anymore and allow to come in what we do want. Because guess what? We all change. But what happens if you change but you don't change your programs? Well, that's called a miserable life. So why are we here?
We're here to talk about implants to explants. So Sharon and myself are going on an amazing journey where we're having our implants removed, coming up on the 24th of July.
Where are you going?
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Why Guadalajara?
Well, we actually had joined. I had joined years ago an explant site on Facebook, and there was many of these.
Years ago, you joined an explant
like
site.
a Facebook, yeah, about
But why
explants.
is it taking years? You know what? That sounds like the same thing as a marriage, right? So, like, are you married to the twins, like you were married to your husband? Is that the same thing?
It's been a journey to let go. It's called purging.
Yeah?
Just like therapeutic vomiting, we're therapeutic explanting.
Okay, all right.
And so this therapeutic journey of listening and then, trying to convince yourself, because the subconscious programs really run strong, where, you know what, I live a fairly healthy lifestyle and I'm doing well, so they're not doing those kinds of things to me. And so then it was that back and forth between the
How
subconscious
long have you had your
mind.
implants, your breast implants?
25 years.
And when are you supposed to have them taken out?
The 24th of July.
No. That's not what I meant. No. Don't try and dodge the bullet, Sharon. Okay?
You mean replaced?
Yes.
Probably 10 years ago?
No,
15 years ago?
15 years ago. Look at how she's blushing. Okay, and it's not because you're stupid.
Yes.
Okay, it's guess what? It costs a lot of money. It's very painful. You
Yeah.
remember when you got them put in, it's very painful, but it was worth the pain, right?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe because mine are under the muscle. And when I woke up, I couldn't breathe. It was like, and I don't think I'm breathing well.
And yours are above the muscle.
Mine are above the muscle.
Yeah.
So why did you go above the muscle and you below the muscle?
Well, my specialist told me to go below the muscle because the massaging of the muscle would keep them soft. That's what his theory was.
Yeah, mine told me to go above the muscle because my breasts were so small. That was his philosophy on that.
Yeah.
And I was also told they had a 20-year shelf life, so I was looking to get them replaced actually just 2 months before I came out here. And then in the second course, I kind of went, no, I think they need to come out. So I didn't have years of thinking about it because there was no way that mine were coming out.
Yeah, but the second course you thought they needed to come out, but did they need to come out, or were
they definitely need to.
Were you going to replace them?
I was going to get them replaced in the UK.
Or you're going to replace them, and now you're not going to.
No, so I used the money to come here. So yeah.
Okay, so because you don't have enough money to replace them, you're not going to?
No, because
I know, I'm just playing with you, but somebody else would have heard that. And they would have went,
because of what I've learnt being here, and now my programs of self-loathing and self-hate have changed completely, and I love myself. I don't.
Why, you didn't like yourself? You hated yourself?
No, not really. No, I think that's pretty obvious.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
The
I don't know.
program
Did you
of
notice
body
that,
image.
Sharon?
Did she self-loathe? Oh, I could see that bit of well, I did actually. I worked on sound.
This was
This is
really
how we
interesting.
came up with the title of our 5-part series: self-loathe to self-love. Because I ended up we're working on each other's breasts right now to open up the calcification and the any kind of blockages just surrounding, not going on the implants themselves, because we don't want to open up a sleeping lion. And so then when I was working on her the other day, because when we're doing the Wolf non-surgical, we get into energetic entanglement.
Yeah.
And so when we're breathing and we're really connecting with our clients, which my client in this particular case was Sam, I was working right around her breasts and working on some calcification deposits, and then I looked at her and I said, "What about self-loathing?" And she looked at me and went, Yeah.
She can't. Well, basically, it was quite an emotional treatment. So we hold a lot of emotion within these scars and all of that sort of thing. So, and
Issues in the tissues.
Yeah.
issues in the tissues, and so as that was releasing, and we connect really deeply. Sharon felt self-loathing from me, and then that's become the title of our 5-part series leading up to our surgery.
And if
It
I
was
can say
really
something,
beautiful.
you know, when you become a New World practitioner, the deal is to feel your way through, not think your way through. And if you learn to feel your way through for yourself and everyone else, that's what we call unconditional love and observing without the judgment.
Yeah.
So you have to get rid of all judgment. So the only way that we're ever going to come together on this planet is if we can look at someone and say, yes, that person is that, but you do not attach any judgment to it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what we've been taught to do, is to judge each other to the point that we'll murder each other. And we need to stop murdering ourselves and each other. But let's get back to you guys. So when you guys start this thing, I want you guys to have access to my Facebook so that you can post right away
Okay.
That would
all
be
your
great.
stuff up there so that they can follow it, because to have them repost the lives it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
going to fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
So we need to have that set up. So Yarek, make sure that they can post onto the Facebook, okay? So that then we can post that everywhere so that it automatically gets done by Rafa, okay?
And when we're talking about judgment, our biggest, the people that we judge the most is ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole thing that Daryl calls with the judgment jail. And that is what I ended up doing for so many years growing up, because I felt I was being judged, but I was actually judging myself. And then there was this, as these different things were coming up throughout my life, that I ended up creating this body image that I wasn't happy within my own body. And this is what this is all about. This is about regaining our sacred femininity, because we are sacred beings. We are all sacred beings, not just the femininity.
So the size and the shape of your breasts
Yeah.
isn't going to slow down your growth and your happiness. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's time. And when I when I did the first course with you, Daryl, I was really on the whole thing about getting them taken out, and I ended up contacting the surgeon that I had them done with back in, because I lived in California for a few years, and I contacted him, and then I kind of fell off a bit, because he was like, well, you know, he's coming from a completely different perspective,
Well, of
and
course
this
he
is
would
what
be.
he does for a living. And so then I kind of, because I still wasn't ready on my journey of self-love, I still needed to peel away some more layers and really find that inner core of strength and empowerment. And that's what this is about. This is about empowering individuals. And when I knew that Sam had implants, and I thought, you know, this would be a great thing to do as far as a journey with finding somebody within Mexico, because I'd already found this particular person before I came down here, and I knew he was in Guadalajara. And then when I met Sam, I thought, you know what, this would be wonderful to go on this journey with another person that is on this similar path, and that we are these New World practitioners, and giving this. She's a gift, actually.
As are you, my darling.
Yeah.
And just being able to do this together and bounce off each other and talk about our fears, which we do have, but also the excitement. We're a little bit giddy about it, which is amazing. And for me as well, first or second course, can't quite remember, I was working on Dana. We were in the course together, and she's had her explants, and we had her on one of our shows, and just experiencing that and seeing that this is possible and it is okay, and what you can do with the non-surgical to really help with the scarring and the release of emotions and stuff really sort of fixed for me that I was definitely going to do this. And then when Sharon was like, do you want to do it together? I was like, absolutely. This is going to be great fun.
Oh, yes.
So now we get to do this together, which is so cool.
Yeah, and we've had our initial consultation with Dr. Buenastro, who's in Guadalajara, and we're going to be doing, and he's really a lovely fellow, actually, and young and really vibrant, and he's really has embraced this with us, and we said that we want to do this documentary. We would like to get him on, so we're going to interview him, and we're going to move through this process. So as we're over the next 5 weeks, we're creating an absolute plan as far as all the Wolf non-surgical that we're going to do. We're going to be getting that protocol from Daryl, and really just peeling away some of those layers. And as we peel away those layers, because those emotions are trapped in those tissues, and as just what Sam was mentioning, when I was working around her scar the other day, that the self-loathe came out because that emotion was trapped within that scar tissue.
Yeah, it really, and that's definitely from childhood and all of the teasing, which, you know, started for me sort of probably around 11, and it's family members and friends and every part of society that just makes you feel like you're not enough and that you're not good enough, and or are you a boy or are you a girl, and the nicknames that you get called throughout, sort of like that sort of, and then that program is installed in you, and then now we're just unraveling it all, and it's, that's what needs to change. So I'm really, for me, looking forward to doing this whole process for myself, helping other people that have implants, but also like what we're going to be sharing is potentially going to help people just to not have these implants in the first place.
Yeah.
Just think if us men, actually, if you could tell how long our thing is, right? Look at the mess we'd be in, right? Oh, gee whiz, you know, I've had this for 20 years. I think I'd like to shorten it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not on display.
That is actually a thing.
Yeah. Right? And I know for myself it was a similar journey. It was about being teased, and you know, when I got pregnant with my daughter, I was said from one of my brothers, you know, oh, are you going to nurse your baby? And I said, oh, of course. And isn't that child going to starve? And you know, and those things imprint into the body.
Well, they also implant.
And they
Really
implant.
do,
That's right.
I knew when I was 14,
Yeah.
I remember specifically saying to a group of friends, if this isn't resolved by the time I'm 18, I'm having implants. So I knew at that age, I was already decided that I'm not going to go through my whole life like this. And actually, I don't regret having implants, and I have loved them because they really helped me, because I had eating disorders, which was a really odd thing that I felt like my tummy had to be further back than my breast to make me a woman, so I didn't eat, and that didn't help with anything. So when I had my implants done, within a week, I started eating normally, and I just felt more feminine. And so it was a beneficial thing to a degree, but it was not the best way to go around it. Self-love would have been
It was
a much
the only
better
way to, no, whoa, no, it was the only way. You might not be alive today.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
you might not be alive today. You would have starved yourself to death.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Then you don't do therapeutic vomiting, you just do the bulimic thing.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You end up with throat cancer or lung cancer.
Yeah.
So no.
So I did the best that I could at the time.
No,
but-
you did the best for yourself.
Yeah, I
And
did.
it made you feel better, didn't
It
it?
did, and it was great.
Yeah,
so-
it changed your personality, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
So yeah, you know, when I was younger, okay, the whole thing was, because I came from a very religious background, and everything that had to do with making yourself look better was all vanity. And that's the whole thing. You know, it's all just so screwed up, isn't it?
Oh, it
so
totally
screwed
is.
up.
It totally
Do you
is.
mind if I just want my hair to look good and my face to look
Yeah.
good? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just want to
Yeah.
enjoy my body, or no? Well, you know what? These are just the years. This shows the war wounds you have. Are you like out of your skull? No, I'd like to look in the mirror and go, yeah, you're looking good, buddy, because you're never going to get away from that. You know what? The way you look helps you the way you feel. And I know that I say that
Absolutely
we
true.
you know,
Absolutely
the
true.
way we feel is first and foremost,
Yeah.
but the reality is yeah, I want to be a lean, keen, healthy machine at all points of my life.
Yes.
I want to look good.
And you know what? And that's such a good point, because for me in my early 30s, it was like I didn't want to draw attention to myself, because that attention, so that I would kind of like not dress exactly the way I wanted to dress. It was really a funny, and it was about that, because it was about not loving myself enough to be able to stand out. And I just wanted to kind of, I stood out, but I didn't want to stand out. And so then I just kind of stepped back, and I was betraying myself. And we were talking about this the other day, actually, and talking about betrayal. And it was part of my heart, you know, some of the heart work that I had done here with the Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center. And
Everybody wants you to fit into the herd.
that's right.
Everybody wants you to fit in. I
Yeah.
wanted an Iroquois cut.
Yeah.
And whether you believe it or not, it damaged the hell out of me that I couldn't have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was 10 years old. It meant everything to me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to watch Daniel Boone all the time. It was a show.
Okay, I'm putting
Yeah, whatever.
I remember Daniel Boone.
Don't look at me with those youthful eyes.
I know
I'm
Daniel
not into
Boone.
this, okay?
He came
all
from
right?
Canada, so Daniel
I don't even know
Boone was
why you
really
let her on the
popular.
show, for God's sakes. Anyway, so Daniel Boone was a man. He was a big man. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah, and his friend had an Iroquois cut.
Yeah, he
right?
totally did.
Oh, what now?
Yes.
Yeah, and I wanted it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like,
Like
yeah.
a mohawk type
Yeah,
thing.
mohawk.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mohawk.
Mohawk.
It's like
Yeah,
a whole new
Iroquois.
language going on here.
What?
It's like a whole new language.
I don't even know. I said I already don't know why you're even on the show. Okay, so here's the deal. But I couldn't have it. My dad said, no, 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 no. You need to fit in. You're not going to be doing that. And you know what? You're not going to embarrass the family, which I used to do a lot. I still do, actually. Embarrass the family. I'm probably doing it right now. Okay.
Well, yes. And for me, the whole betrayal thing, it was about betraying myself. And then I realized that for the longest time, I didn't want people to know that I had them. So it was never something that I expressed.
You just
in any
screwed them
way, shape,
overnight,
or form.
like,
That's right,
I know.
exactly. It was kind of like this,
The beanstalk
the
guy.
secret.
It was the beanstalk guy. You know, where'd that come from? Oh, really?
It was totally a secret. So anybody who had just met me with them, I was like, okay, cool. You didn't
Okay.
know that I didn't have them.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have that. I wasn't worried about
Yeah.
talking about
It
my
was just-
implants or anything. I was really happy with it. But what it helped me do was just relax and dress however I wanted to dress
Yeah.
without feeling I had to make an extra special
I
effort
was the same
whole
with my
time.
extension.
And for me, when you're talking about the stomach out, I didn't have an eating disorder, but I had such small hips, and I didn't have much shape, so that it was so difficult for me to find clothes that allowed me to look like
Isn't it great how we can be
woman.
programmed? We're just not enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Not big enough, not small
Totally.
enough, not shaped
Totally.
enough, too shaped.
Nothing's
Yeah,
enough,
yeah, it's everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
And such deep programs that run. And then when I had my daughter, it was funny because I didn't want to tell her at a young age that I had the implants, and then people were like, "Well, you're going to have to, Sharon, because she's probably going to be, not that well endowed, and then you're going to have to tell her as to, why she's not." Well, she ended up. She ended up with like double E's, and so I was like, okay, well, I didn't have to tell her till she was like a little bit older, because I didn't want, then there was all of that issue that went on, and it was just,
So the guilt
just a
of
mess.
passing on.
Just a mess.
Yeah.
Just a mess of just not being your authentic self. Yeah, it really was. And so what our journey is, and what our entire inspiration is for the Braveheart women out there and the Braveheart Women Show, because we're going to do a series of 5 shows, and they're going to be, and we'll end up doing more, but that's
Yeah.
just the lead up in the show just shortly after we get the surgery. And it's going to be all part 1, part 2 of the
And what we wanna show-
self-loathe
yeah.
to self-love.
Yeah.
And what we want to show you is that the healing can be amazing.
Yeah.
The healing can be amazing, and don't think you're going to get it anywhere but someplace like this.
Yes.
Okay, if you wanted to do this, you'd have to suffer your butt off. You got to go heavy on the drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be lots of infection, inflammation. It's got everything has to be a struggle. It can't be easy. Well, we're going to show when they come back, because they're going to get all the treatment that they need, and we're going to show you that they're going to surf through this thing, and you could surf through it too. Remember something. Everything is done in a way that you are property to corporations, and that is it. You're corporate property for the rest of your life, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to show that we don't have anything to do with that, do we?
No?
And we're going to show that they're going to heal so beautifully, and they're not going to have to suffer.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, just witnessing the healing that happens here for people, and the amount of trust I have in this whole process being here is really just making this whole thing exciting. There's a few little nerves, and I think someone, who was it who said to you, you're going to miss them?
Yes, that's right. I think it was Sage.
Sage.
Are you going to miss them?
You're going to miss them because they've been in there a long time, right? It's just quite a thing, but I don't think I am. I think I feel just
Bounce
so,
it back at them. Sage, are you going to miss them?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so true. And just the other day, you mentioned something about they're feeling more itchy. And I said,
Yeah.
well, I guess they're itching
they
to come
know they're
out.
on their way out, right? We've
So,
both had that actually.
Make sure that you guys, when are you leaving?
on
The 21st
Yeah.
Of what?
of July.
Okay. Well, then there's lots of time still.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
Okay, so make sure that we set you up for lots of cellsonic, and we decalcify it all.
Yes.
Decalcify the sternum, underneath the breast,
Brilliant.
on the side, and the top. Let's decalcify everything,
Great.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's not so much the breast that we're worried about or concerned about, because they're going to go in there, they're going to cut, there's going to be a lot of inflammation, right? After that starts to heal, we can
Yeah.
help the healing, right?
Yes.
With the C60 and with the
curcumin.
Bioptron, the curcumin cayenne,
Yeah.
the ionic calcium. But the reality is we want to go in there and do lots of cell sonic and get rid of all the calcification that creates the wall around it.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to, once these leave, we want the blood to be able to get in there good. And if there's already calcium there, when they go in, they create more inflammation. Then you'll be stealing more calcium from your ribs. So if you're on the ionic calcium, so just I will give you guys a shock head, okay? You know how we have the shock heads, and then there's like about 3,000
Yes.
or 4,000 on a shock head. We'll take it off, even though it's still good.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit as hard,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So then I'll just give you girls the shock head, and then you can use the shock head and just go in there and use it. I've
Perfect.
got about 2 or 3 of them, just use them up.
That's
Go
so
in there and
amazing.
just use them up, decalcify all that.
Yeah.
Really get in there and decalcify this whole thing all around, okay?
We were talking about working on the rib cage and stuff at the back as well, and how we can feel stuff in the back.
Well, you got to decalcify the
Coming
whole
right
thing.
into the
Yeah.
front, because I had it before when I was being worked on the back of in the upper back area, I could feel something coming right through to my right breast. And it was something, yes, it was
It's just right behind.
absolutely. And when we were doing, because we just finished today's graduation day for the Wolf Non-Surgical course that we just completed, and Sam and I were assisting training with Sage, because we are going
Amazing.
to be training and traveling the world for Doc of Detox as trainers for Daryl Wolf. And when we were doing the breast, Sage was actually I was the model for the breast demo for the breast restoration portion of the body, and there is a ring. There's calcification, and women out there.
But that's
if
from the
you've got
wire. That's
implants-
mainly from the wire,
Yes,
though.
and there's also calcification. There's even calcification building up on my sternum again.
No, that's
and you've
every
already-
woman. The bra
Yeah.
actually does that.
Yes.
The bra will actually do this. You don't even need
Yes.
to have implants.
Right.
Every woman is calcified through the sternum.
Yes.
And into the intercostal muscles.
Yes.
To about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's where we need to really do the non-surgical, take this apart,
Yes.
and then we cell sonic this, okay, and we get rid of the rest of it, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It'll make all the difference in the world. The healing will be completely different.
And this is like a thorn. This is like a little thorn in the body, or big thorn, fairly large thorn in the body. That the body is continually trying to trying to explant itself, because that's why there's so much inflammation. And so with the inflammation, that's producing the acidity, and so the body's now then pulling calcium from the bone to buffer down the acidity. For 25 years, and for yourself 24, right?
24, yeah.
So for 25 years for myself and 24 years for Sam, our bodies have been creating inflammation to buffer down the inflammation from the fact that we have the implants, and then the acidity created from the inflammation, the body's pulling calcium from the bones to buffer down the acidity. So this is it's like a pearl.
And let's talk about...
The oyster.
We're not going to go off topic, but if I can just take like 3 to 5 minutes here.
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so first of all, breasts are a magnet, okay? Breasts are a magnet, okay, for inflammation. Breasts are a magnet for heavy metals. Breasts are a magnet, okay, for toxins. So understand that. Now, why is that? Well, let's think about this for a second. You know those love handles? You know that spare tire hanging out the front? Okay? You know the cellulite that's on your hips? Okay? Those saddlebags? Okay? Well, you're creating those because you're pooping in your pelvis, right? We know that. I mean, most people you can see they won't have really fat legs. They might have swollen with water, but they won't have like a lot of fat on their legs. You're always going to find it around here because it's the waistline. And the waistline is because the waistline is filling up a waist. So that's why you get the cellulite. That's why you get the fat. That's why you get the rolls. Okay? Because if you didn't have those, you would have gotten hip surgery or endometriosis, or you would have gotten tumors or fibroids or infertility or cysts on your ovaries, or I can keep going if you want.
Yeah.
Bladder infections. Painful lovemaking, okay?
Prolapsing.
So we need to make all the fat cells. Now, what if What if, you ready for this? What if you're really stressed? Your metabolism's running really fast, like it is today with most women with what's going on. Your body goes, look, we don't have the energy to even make fat cells, because fat cells are to store the infection and inflammation, which you need or you'd be dead. So your body says, we don't have enough energy with this person. Look at this, we got 2 storage tanks up here. So even if you didn't have the Explants, you're still going to have problems. But we know that these 2 ladies, like you were in yoga, you've been in health for 25 years. Now, if they weren't, well, there would be, you know what, chaos would be ruling their life.
Chaos.
Okay? So what happens is that they've had it even more extreme, but the reality is that they think right, they eat right, they drink right. What if they didn't? What if they didn't? They would blow up. You'd be 10 times worse right now. Okay? So they're going to come through this whole thing. The whole body's going to heal because we're light energy beings, and they know this. They know that if you want to change your life, you have to change your personality. You have to change your thoughts. Okay? So it keeps coming back to what I told you. The first 0 to 7 years, you're in a hypnotic trance. Okay? And that hypnotic trance from 0 to 7 made them both get implants.
Yep.
Right?
That's
Okay?
right.
Because women are just not enough. They'll never be good enough. We set them up.
It's to time from going from tuning out to tuning in.
Yeah.
So we've tuned ourselves out from having any connection with our bodies, with our spirit, with our feelings, and just because of the fact that we're just so busy being busy bees, right? We're just so busy doing things, instead of sitting in this place and actually being. And when you can actually be in this wonderful space, which is where you can truly heal, then now you can actually feel. So you're actually going from a tuned out program to a tuned in consciously program. I mean, it's really, it's not even a program, it's a state of being.
It is a state of being, and
Yeah.
also, so like what you were saying, it's like it's the numbing that I was definitely doing
Yeah.
for a really long time.
We had to numb out because you weren't allowed to love yourself.
Exactly. So there was all sorts of numbing going on in my life, and so once you actually start to like tap in, like Shan was saying, and feeling your body, and then I went kind of through like more. It was almost like more of a self-hate, because I know I've really. I was thinking I've actually really harmed myself. So there's a self-harm program going on as well. So and then again, coming from that, I just did the best with what I had, and now I'm moving forward. So that's just key to not go into that sort of feeling of I've done something wrong to myself. You just did the best you could, and now it's time to move on, which is really great.
And they weren't ready.
No.
If they would have done it before they unconditionally loved themselves, the healing wouldn't happen
No,
right.
it really wouldn't.
And the reality is this, is guess what? Everything's bullshit. Because guess what? They haven't harmed themselves.
No.
Because when you're a light energy goddess, okay, you know that you can turn anything around. I already said this. You can heal from any disease. You created it on a subconscious level. So what can you do on a conscious level? Well, you can reverse anything you want, but you have to take massive personal action, and you'll never be allowed to do that unless you know unconditional love, which means that you don't need approval, and you're not going to take things personal, and you don't care what people think. Okay?
Right.
And the reality is, if
So
you
true.
do you feel that you're at a point that you actually are filling up your heart every day?
Yeah, I really do.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, yeah,
you don't feel desperate for love anymore?
No, definitely don't feel desperate. No, I just love myself.
I know,
so
but at one time you did, though, right?
100%. Yeah.
God knows I did. I was
Yeah.
always desperate for love.
It was that needing, grasping, sort of like nothing was ever quite enough, and now that's not there. Every now and then those programs are still around, but I've got the tools now to just snap out of that. So yeah, and I wouldn't be going through this process if I wasn't ready. There's no way. So yeah, I'm definitely ready.
So why are you ready? How do you know you're ready?
Because I feel excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So there it is.
that's it.
Did you know that the difference between excitement and anxiety is just 1 second?
Yeah.
Did you know
Absolutely.
that with anxiety and excitement, you're still dumping adrenaline,
Mm-hmm.
but when you dump it out of excitement, you actually utilize it, it burns off clean, and when you have anxiety, it destroys you.
It feels so different.
Yeah.
It really does. And it is only recently, it's just in the last couple of months, I think, that this feeling of excitement, I've been able to allow it and enjoy it. And what I'm really excited about as well is I feel pretty well. Like I'm doing all these amazing things, and my health is in really good nick. What on earth am I going to be like when these are out? That energy is going to be
that's
like
we talk about that
Really?
a lot,
off
actually.
the scale.
Yeah, like it's just like we
definitely.
just feel like we're just going to like soar to the moon.
Well-
Yeah.
If I can say something, they are soaring to the moon.
Yeah.
You know, they're both becoming master trainers.
So amazing.
Everybody understand that, you know, Sage will be gone for 6 weeks doing personal treatment and trainings and certifications. And we just released his hours that, you know, he's going to be gone. He's going to be leaving July the 20th, and up until September 2nd, he'll be doing certifications at different clinics around the world and personal treatment and trainings. Well, who do you think is going to be running the show here? Who do you think is going to be doing the personal treatment and trainings here? These ladies.
We'll be diving in.
Right?
Yeah, it's, you know, this is such an exciting place to be. And for me, it's like on this 35-year journey of learning and learning, because I just like soak it up, and it's so fascinating as to every day Daryl will say something, I'm just like, bing, wow, that's like super cool. And this excitement level, and what it is that it's an excitement to actually feel joy, and to have, for the first time in my life, really, to feel joy with a peace behind it, not joy with an anxiousness, because it's busy. It's busy. My life is really busy, but it's an exciting busy. And when we talk about how our lives are going to be, as far as when we get this little thorn or this little piece of sand that's kind of niggling at us within our bodies, which we know are these implants, is that it's now going to be, I can't even imagine what my energy level is going to be like.
People are going to handle it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I know,
that's for sure.
And don't get me wrong, but you know what? You're now looking for a partner that, you know, you're going to be looking for a partner that you're going to want that partner to be in love with themselves, okay? And to love light energy, being a light energy being, okay? Not just loving a physical being anymore.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's absolutely true.
That's-
Absolutely
yeah,
true. And
definitely.
right now with vibrating higher and higher and higher, is that now I pick up on vibrations, and it's just like, you know, I just and it's not a judgment thing. It's just the
No.
fact that I focus so much
Well,
on
you know
my
that you don't have to
journey.
eat everything at the buffet anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you get to pick what you want. Like
Totally.
Tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tonight we're going to be going to
Yeah.
an amazing buffet. Have you ever eaten there?
No, I
not
haven't.
yet.
Okay, it's called the Hacienda.
Yeah.
And we're taking them someplace special. I mean, the food is really, I haven't eaten, the food is great. It's probably the best restaurant I've eaten at in Ixtapa.
No way.
Amazing.
And most people have
Wow.
not even been to it. And then we have this girl there. What a beautiful singer. So, you know,
You know, it's so fun going to these graduation dinners, because
I keep trying to come up with something different. all
yeah,
the
and
time.
it's so fun. I mean, it's great. It's and
Yeah.
you're doing it all the time, and I so appreciate that. But what's so fun is that the people, as they're moving through these journeys, and then the graduation dinner's like, yes, and everybody's so excited, and I'm so excited for them, because you can see that now they're on their way, and they just
Yeah.
have to walk through that door.
Well, look what you're graduating into. Full womanhood.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh my
it's so
gosh.
amazing.
It took a few decades.
We're in perfect time. We're in perfect time. And it's so beautiful watching the students come through the courses, and the progression and the difference in their faces, and just I was watching one of them the other day. I was just watching a walkthrough. I was like, my goodness, she's walking so differently,
Oh,
just
yes.
flowing, and just
Yeah.
it's just stunning. Just love
Yeah.
it.
And
That's
we
the
have a
thing for me.
beautiful woman by the name of Lorraine, and she's a master practitioner, and she's going to be our, what are we calling her? Our boobs out buddy.
Boobs out buddy.
Our boobs out, buddy.
Boobs out
Yeah,
buddy.
boobs out
What does that
buddy.
mean?
Well,
She's
she's
coming
coming
with
on,
us.
on the journey with us. Lorraine
Lorraine's
is
coming with
yes,
you?
Lorraine is.
She's going to
Oh, that's-
drive and film and
Yeah.
and be there for support as well.
Driving.
So-
Isn't that, I didn't know that.
Yes. See,
Okay.
it surprised even you, Daryl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that you know what? Here it is, and I won't say I'll take the credit, but you know, I make up stuff every day, don't I, guys?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to come up with the most loony toony stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, and you know what? I actually caught him, because I actually came out with the Looney Toony
Yeah.
thing because of what ended up happening in the tent of the Whole Life Coach, the Milk Your Monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, you know what? It's catching, because when you're vibrating at similar levels and you pick up the vibration, well, the Milk the Monkey came of
The
it.
milk the monkey is hilarious, and I've had 2 clients that are here that know about. and one of them has shouted something out about a monkey in the middle of a treatment, and it was just the most hilarious thing. So it's really sinking into everyone's psyche.
Listen, can you do me a favor, Yarrick? Okay, Yarrick's here, everyone, but he's not allowed to be seen because he's just too good looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yarrick, can you play "Milk the Monkey" at the end
At
of
the outro.
let it be the outro today.
That's so
The
great.
outro will be "Milk the
outro,
Monkey."
Milk the
Okay,
Monkey. Yes,
All right?
and stay tuned for Milk the Monkey, because the whole journey in regards to how the Milk the Monkey came up is we were in the tent and Daryl was talking about mother's milk and how 10 days after a child is weaned that they do not produce the enzyme to actually break down the molecular structure of mother's milk. And so then we want to feed our children and feed ourselves cow's milk, which is what, 10 times
20 times
20
larger than
times
mother's
larger
milk.
than
And
the
also it has casein, which is a direct poison for every human being.
Yes, exactly. And so we were talking about that, and Daryl was hosting the whole life coach course. And then he said, well, we're actually more like monkeys as far as our genetic makeup goes. So he said, well, maybe we should milk the monkey. And I was in the back, and I said, well, hey, it's really fitting because the fact that the whole monkey thing that's being thrown around the world, right? And so there was a laugh and everything. And so we took some of that verbiage, and I have a very good friend by the name of Rob. And if you're listening, Rob, thank you. I love you.
Thank you, Rob.
And,
Rob, thank you.
And so we ended up speaking about this, and so he does
You
all
can
this
dance
music.
to this.
Yeah.
You'll be able to dance to
Oh, yeah.
this.
It's
okay?
such a
Yeah.
dance track.
Milk the Monkey,
Yeah,
save the
milk
world,
the monkey.
please. If
Milk
we all
the
come
monkey,
together
you
and
can
we
save
milk that
the
monkey.
world. Yeah. And so we were in a few days later in the same whole life coach. And we always play music in the morning, or often play music in the morning. We're dancing
dance
around.
around.
And I had just got the version from Rob, and I gave it to Ron because he was handling all the music. I said, Ron, believe me, just play this. This is like super cool. And so we put it on, and the look on Daryl's face when he heard the Milk the Monkey, and it's all of this
Milk the monkey
overlay.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the sizzle.
And
Okay.
so there's a couple of questions, Daryl. Anna has a question. Thank you, Anna. She said, can you reverse a pacemaker?
I'm going to just answer this the best I know how. And you would have to have a really great surgeon. Okay? All right? Putting it in is one thing, taking it out is another. You know, take a look at if I put rebar in and I pour cement. It's pretty
Well,
easy
and I can
getting it
actually
in.
comment to that because my brother had a pacemaker in. He had a pacemaker in for about 25 years of his life, and about 6 or 7 years before he passed away or moved on, he had to get it replaced because the batteries only stay for so long, and because they couldn't be put under because he wouldn't survive the anesthetic, that the pacemaker was absolutely concreted into his chest
By calcium.
and with calcium, and his
'Cause that's what it does. It's
surgeon
gonna wall
had to
off- it's
actually
gonna wall
chip
off
it
this.
out of his chest. Had to like chip it out of his chest.
So if he would have had Celsonic before, we could have actually had the calcium come apart and go back into the bones with ionic calcium therapy. Next thing, I'm going to tell you this, and this is just my opinion, and I don't know anything because I'm just a quack, but the reality is 99.9% of the people that get pacemakers never needed them.
Yeah,
It's anxiety,
yeah,
it's anxiety, and anxiety.
yeah.
And if you calm anybody down, and they can calm down just for a few hours to a few days,
Yeah.
but we're all running programs, right?
Yeah.
Anxiety or excitement? Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Excitement.
Anxiety or excitement. So you have enough anxiety, and you're going to throw your heart off because you're not in alignment with yourself, with your spirit. You're going to throw your heart off.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Do you know how many people come to me and say that they want me to have a pacemaker, and then we just go through how to do a perfect day? I give them techniques, you know, right from belly button therapy to clapping to connecting to the lion heart breath to taking nutritionals to cleanse the colon, cleanse the liver, and guess what? They go back in within days, and the beat is proper. So understand something, pacemaker my butt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then monitor my farting, because understand something, it's in most cases that you need it. Why did I say that? It's a fart attack, not a heart attack that you're going to have, and it's actually an inflammation attack that's causing all this anxiety.
Yeah.
It really is. It takes me back to when I think I was in my 30s and running a florist business, and I was having palpitations and all sorts of stuff going on, and they put a heart monitor on me for a week, and it was all anxiety and stress.
That's all it is.
of
And through having an anxiety period, you have a pacemaker that's going to tell your heart how to beat. And you know what should be telling your heart how to beat? Your life rhythm. Your life song should be telling your heart how to beat. You should be writing your own song. You shouldn't be having something go in there and tell your heart what to do. Nothing should be telling your heart what to do. Understand something. You can get this or not. Go read A to Z Wellness in the library, or you can go watch the video, A to Z Wellness video, and you'll see that it's all about turning us all into robots, right? Understand something. How many people here go to surgery that actually come here that are booked for surgery? How many of you heard? Let me tell you something. If you've got anxiety here, or you've got like heart problems, or you've got heart disease even happening, we'll turn it around in 6 weeks. You heard what I said, 6 weeks. We won't turn it around, you will. We'll show you the strategies to turn it around. We have what's called a cardio med bed, okay? Even if you didn't change your diet, okay? It's gonna renew all the arteries in your heart. But then we've got the juice bar, we've got the ionic calcium, we've got the IGF, we've got, well, I'm not gonna get through all the products. I'm not gonna do all that. But we've got the non-surgical, just going in, if you've got a heart problem and going in and doing a heart release with Wolf non-surgical to lovingly pull that scar tissue apart so there's not a fist gripped onto your heart.
Yes.
Anyways.
And you know, there's only two rhythms in our body, and that's the rhythm of our breathing and the rhythm of our heartbeat. And so when we can align ourselves with those rhythms, then we can actually tune into our most highest energy source, which is our heart. I mean, it's the only organ that doesn't get cancer. And so why don't we want to tap into it, breathe everything through our heart?
Well,
and I know I ran an anxiety program.
If you would have just calmed down.
Yep.
And if you just realized that you made a paper tiger,
Yep.
okay, into the real thing, because your mind doesn't know the difference between a real tiger and a paper tiger. And if you have a paper tiger on your butt 24/7, then guess what? You're taking a piece out of your life continually.
Yeah. And for myself, and Sam did too as well, right? As far as the anxiety program.
Yeah, totally. And it was breath work really that helped with that. Like if you can just breathe, the Lionheart breathing in for 6 seconds, take a pause, out for 7, and just come into your body, and then just pop your hand on your heart as well, and just feel your heart, and just calm yourself down. Yeah. It's beautiful.
So when are you
Tune
leaving?
into the frequency.
When are you going to Guadalajara?
On the 21st of July.
21st.
And then we
21st
go to
of
Guadalajara on the 21st of July, and then we have an intake with Dr. Buenestro on the
Yeah.
22nd, and then we have a day off.
Yeah.
And then we have the surgery on the Sunday,
on the
actually.
Sunday, and
Yeah.
then I think we're there for 7 days.
Yeah.
Just to
Well, yes, because they have to,
Well, the swelling and the
drain
bruising.
Yeah.
swelling,
that's-
bruising.
And you never know, maybe we won't have to be there that long
But
because
I
we
don't know,
have
we
all the
will.
protocols and strategies.
We do, and also we haven't mentioned this, but basically normally with an explant it's a full lift, but I'm not having the lift because he's had a look at my skin and he seems to think that the skin is in good enough condition that I may not need the lift. So I'm just going to go in under the original incision and not have the extra cutting, and because we're slightly different, so mine are above the muscle. So, and then I'm in trust that all of the protocols that we're doing here, that I'm going to be able to bring the skin back to where it was before. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, and it was, it's funny because when we were we did our consultation together with Dr. Buenestro, and we did it via Zoom, and he'd said to me that he would recommend a lift for myself, and I thought, I don't think I really need one of those, and so I've been doing clapping and everything, and I've actually already seen a change in how the skin is actually, and how the chest is actually changing shape. And that has been, and I have been doing protocols with the C60 and taking the C60 and clapping and dry brushing and all these sorts of things. So it's all about the microcirculation.
If you do the Biotron, the Avicen, and then we sell Sonic the breasts, that's it. 25,000 volts in a love harmonic.
Yeah.
They're going to stand up and pay attention.
Yeah, totally. And and it's so exciting because this whole journey has been in regards to about health, and for the longest time I've thought, these things just feel so foreign to me. I roll over and I feel this thing pushing on me, and it just, and it was funny because I said to Sam that during anytime Remembrance Day came around, and you know that's got a story of its own. But when you're wearing like the poppy, I mean, I didn't want to pop me, and so it was like our kitty cats or whatever. It's like you know. It's like, now I won't have to worry about that. Now I could feel like my body is complete within myself.
Yeah.
So now when I tune in, I'm tuning in to something that isn't a foreign substance that my body's trying to fight to get out.
I'm really looking forward to just lying on my front and just feeling myself rather
Yes.
than something else.
Something, yeah, pressing on you like a little, ball.
Exactly.
But
yeah, so you've decided to not have the lift as well.
yeah,
right?
oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're both
not
gonna do
getting
that
anything
and
Yeah.
document our results and everything, which is great.
And that's what this is all about. This is all about empowering, and we're on this global march of self-empowerment. Self-empowerment starts from within, and that self-empowerment is what we would like to encourage other people, and that's what this is all about with the strategies and
Yeah, and so what we're doing is they're going to go through it, and then if you decide you want to do it, then you can go do the same thing they did, and then go to Guadalajara, then
Yeah.
come here and have total rehabilitation the way you would want to have
Yeah.
it. And we're going to pamper you and look after you and teach you that unconditional love
Yeah.
will bring back. Listen, unconditional love will bring everything back.
absolutely. And the Braveheart Women's Show will be having the #1 this week on Thursday.
It'll be at 3:30 on
Three-
Central Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3:30
Because it's
this
going
week.
to need to be longer, because we're going to, please tell all your women friends, okay, about this. It'll be 3:30 Central Time Thursday. So it's going to be an hour and a half so that they can take all the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you can take the trip with them. And then they'll have access starting today on my Facebook, and you can start posting everything that's going.
Because
We're
we're
gonna
going to be
do-
we're going to be doing one a days.
Yeah.
Sam and I were just going to be talking about some of the things that are coming up, and just the journey, about how exciting that and just how we'll have Lorraine on,
Yeah.
and our boobs out buddy, and she's going to drive for us, and she's going to be our support system, because we're going to have the cameras, and we want to document it right from every single step of the way.
Yeah, we want to take you with us
Yeah.
on this.
Come on
we're
this
going to
journey.
show you everything. So it's going to have its ups and downs, and we'll
Yeah.
be on however we're feeling, and we'll share that with you. But also how we come through those dips and those ups and those downs, and yeah.
And there'll be hair days.
So how would you, yeah. So how would you like to actually come to two people that have gone through it all,
Yeah, that's the thing.
have actually done the whole life coach, non-surgical training. By the time you get here, they will have done it 6 times. They've been with us a long time. They know everything inside and out. How would you like them looking after you when you decide to explant? Okay?
And even if you would like to schedule an emotional consultation, and that we would love to be able to guide you and help on your alignment journey, so that then we can work through these, through these false evidence that are appealing real, and really just guide you as far as your journey on this life's mission
Yeah.
to regain your
You're not a
your
victim.
authentic self.
You're
yeah.
not a
Really
victim.
not
No.
victim. And
No,
it's-
they
yeah.
sold you a victim story. You're
Yeah.
not a victim.
No,
So
you're
it's
not.
the pre, during, and post,
Yeah.
but it's the whole package, and yeah.
And this is actually giving me goosebumps, because I can feel that the energy in regards to this is going to be phenomenal. And this is what this is all about. This has been my dream, and this has been my passion. And to have this platform that is so welcoming, and it's such an honor to be sitting here with Sam and with Daryl, so that we can then guide people, so that you don't, first of all, we could guide you so that you feel whole without the implants, without doing that. So if you want to book an emotional intelligence, nutritional, or emotional consultation, we would love to talk to you about that, because we don't need to have these body image issues, because we are everything that we need to be. We just need to breathe through that wonderful heart that just wants to vibrate at such a level. And that for whatever reason, our parents have programmed us to, before we're at the age of 7, so that we don't love ourselves, and that we have all these issues of suppression, whatever it happens to be. It doesn't matter what the story is. It's the matter about where you're going.
And understand where you are, maybe right now, they were.
Yes.
I'm not a woman, but I was there too in different ways. But understand something, Sharon had to go through everything too, to the point that she didn't need a partner or a man or whatever, a partner to satisfy her anymore.
Yes.
All right? What if you were totally satisfied and then you met a partner that was totally satisfied? Well, you'd have a totally satisfying relationship. If you're not totally satisfied, you're going to find something that you don't want.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? And that would be every bloody marriage almost. Almost everyone.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And that's the other thing that's really exciting, is that once you reach that place of feeling like the light energy body, and not just the physical, it's then you're going to meet that, you're going to bring that person to you, vibrating on a similar sort of level, and you're two wholes, and you just come together.
So spread the word.
Yep.
Thursday, 3:30.
Yeah, I can't wait for your questions.
And what we should do is you girls should sit down and start doing your Braveheart Woman show, but you should also just come on and do once a week too, just a Q&A.
Yeah, great.
Just a Q&A for women that are thinking about it, or thinking about getting implants, or thinking about getting explants, or just having troubles, and you know what to do, whether it's a calcium deposit, whether it's scar tissue, whether it's swelling, whether it's lymphedema, okay, whether they've got a fibroid, they've got a tumor. Let me tell you something. We're not talking about curing anybody, because you need to be cured here first. You need to be cured here first, okay? But the reality is that we can minimize the physical suffering until you believe that you've been emotionally set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's, when you have a support system and you have protocols and strategies, which what Daryl has put together, the Ixtapa World Healing and Training
Well, I put it
Center.
together with these beautiful women and other women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm,
And it's just, I mean, there's just nothing, there's just no stopping you. So whatever vibration, whatever image that you want to create, whatever dream that you want to dream big. Dream big, because that vibration, and when we open up all these blockages, then we realign you, and so we're realigning that energy grid, and we're bringing in that feminine, that sacred feminine energy that's coming right from the magnetism of the earth.
Everybody's got an imagination, but wouldn't it be nice if you were conscious while you were using it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just having that support and having someone to talk to that's walked through this is just going to be so helpful. It's definitely, since I've been here, been the thing that's just really sort of elevated this whole journey to where I feel totally confident and ready to do that. And that's having and being in an environment that supports that. So we're here to support you.
And come down here. Come down here. Even if you've had your surgery in other parts of the world and explant surgeries, then you can come down here. We can do the cell sonic on you. We can open up the scar tissue.
Yeah.
We can remove the calcification.
All that scar tissue can go right back to beautiful connective tissue.
Absolutely.
You know what? If you've got scars that you don't like
Yeah.
and they're ugly, they could be cut this way, they could be cut this way, they could be cut this way. I'm going to tell you something, and you can believe it or not. We're going to teach you how you're not going to see that scar anymore.
Nope.
Because all scar tissue can go back into connective tissue. We've proven it, haven't
It's
we?
incredible to witness it, honestly. When I worked on Dana, from when I first saw her scars to after she'd gone through the courses, etc., I was like, wow, that's just
And
that's
she
phenomenal.
had a lift too as well, so she
Yeah.
had a lot of scarring.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
scarring, and
Yeah, it's just-
and just like night and day, and just so then we've removed all those blockages of the scars and the adhesions that are created from it, and so he can come down. He can come down at any time if you
And
come
then
down
you'll
within
see
6
your
to 8
own
weeks.
natural lift.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. Yep, absolutely. You know, own natural lift. So if you're considering getting an explant, then we could teach you the protocols, and we
Yes.
could maybe do Zooms about
Well, we're
that.
going to Yard got all his
Yep.
equipment, and we're building the Zoom room just above us. And that Zoom room, you'll be able to come on for a 2-hour training where they'll go through nutrition, they'll go through therapies internally, externally, and you'll be able to rock your own world. And you know what? Everybody out there that calls them a specialist, they can kiss your butt.
Yeah, and you won't need no lift.
Yeah.
You can just get rid of them, and then you can start your journey, and you can just really, and we could show you that, because we're going to be proof of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sharon's are already lifting, and we are taking
Yeah.
images, and
Yeah.
we could share those within the Zoom, private
Yes,
Zoom
that's
groups and
right.
stuff.
Exactly.
The Zoom class, and then they'll
Yeah.
even do a Zoom training. It'll be a one-day
Yeah.
training. And then we are going to bring back the pain-free pelvis training too, and these
Yeah.
ladies are going to be doing it.
Yeah.
So we're just not going to bring it back until September because everybody's on holiday right now. Now, every question that came in, just understand something, ladies, that will be answered
Yeah.
Yes.
on Thursday. So, Yarick, you'll send the questions to the ladies.
Yeah.
Great.
And we'll make sure that every lady you get your questions, and
Yeah.
please tell everyone about it. And also, you guys should think about just doing even just a straight Q&A.
Okay.
Where you come on and just do questions, because I'll tell you something. Just
There's
like
so many.
there's going to be so many.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you can come on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube to ask your questions, or come live on Zoom and you can hear your voice. You don't have to give your name or show your face, or you can come on and show your face. So we've given you all the options, okay? All right? And all you got to do to come on their Q&A Zoom or mine is just go to NWP at docofdetox.com. NWP stands for New World Practitioner. At docofdetox.com, we'll send you the link. We use the same link all the time. Okay, rinky dink. We got to get out of here. We've got a
Yeah, we got a
meeting right now. Okay, all right.
And do we want to
so,
talk quickly about the upcoming events?
I think. Well, they
Oh,
can
they
see
got
them.
it? Yeah.
They can see them. They can make
Yeah.
it bigger if they
Okay,
want.
there you go.
We've got
take a
about.
screenshot.
We probably have a dozen people
Yes,
sitting out in
We
the other
do,
room.
bless them.
And they're
Okay.
going to be. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you
been
for joining us.
we
Look
so
forward to your
forward
questions.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. We'll see you Thursday.
I love you.
I love you too.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
You got
got
this,
this.
Braveheart.
You got this.
Hey, Bravehearts, how would you like a story? Everybody likes a good story. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and then I'm going to play you a little song. And this song is called Milk the Monkey. Now, here's the deal. You know, things just come together sometimes, and it's the craziest thing. You know how they talk about monkeypox as the next thing that we have to be V'd for? Okay, well, understand, this was not what my discussion was. I'm telling you the truth. We were in a whole life coach certification class, okay, and we were talking, and somebody said, well, can you explain why it is that people drink cow's milk? And I'm going to tell you something. I won't go through why I explained, but the reason why cow's milk is poisonous to every human being. I'm not going to do that. But I said, if you were going to drink any milk at all, I mean, human beings are the only species that drink milk after we're weaned. So think about that. We're not that intelligent. So I said, but if you were going to drink any milk at all, you should milk a monkey. And I said, guess what? That's what we should do. We should milk a monkey. We'll probably save the world. And out of this discussion, one of my practitioners sent my little piece that I talked about on milking monkeys instead of milking cows, because it sounds more logical, because monkeys are more like us. And she sent my discussion that I had to a musician friend who mixed it up, and he made a song called Milk the Monkey. Okay, so here's the deal. It wasn't about monkeypox. It was about milking monkeys, because if you really want to get some milk, go milk that monkey. Okay, save the world, save your life. Do whatever you think you need to do. Check out this song, okay? And let's milk that monkey. Monkeys are more related to humans, so we should start milking monkeys. No, I'm serious. Who's with me? Okay? Okay, you haven't lived until you've milked a monkey. Yeah, a monkey, yeah. Wow, that could be the cure. Okay, that's it. We've got to start a marketing, milk the monkey. What if we were to make a song out of it? We could save the world. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm serious. Who's with me? Okay? Okay, you haven't lived until you've milked a monkey. Yeah, a monkey. Yeah. Wow, that could be the cure. Okay, that's it. We've got to start a marketing, milk the monkey. What if we were to make a song out of it? We could save the world. Yeah. 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 A monkey. Yeah, a monkey. We could save the world. So further. But monkeys are more related to humans, so we should start milking monkeys. No, I'm serious. Who's with me? Okay? Okay, you haven't lived until you've milked a monkey. Yeah, a monkey. Yeah. Wow, that could be the cure. Milk the monkey. What if we were to make a song out of it? We could save the world. Yeah. Milk the monkey. What if we were to make a song out of it? We could save the world. Yeah. Milk the monkey.